Let's start with God of War, Ragnarok. This is the culmination of everything that made all the previous God of War games great, but it pushes the series in bold new directions. From the moment you step into Kratos' shoes again, you can feel the weight of his journey. The Norse mythology setting feels fresh and deeply immersive, filled with rich lore and characters that make the world come alive. The combat is just as satisfying as ever, but what really makes it unique is the inclusion of Atreus as a playable character, adding layers of strategy and variety to the gameplay. This dynamic, along with the fluid integration of puzzles and exploration, keeps things engaging from start to finish. Ragnarok is better than all previous God of War games, with more realms to explore, deeper combat mechanics, and a more emotionally complex story. The character development, particularly the relationship between Kratos and Atreus, hits you hard, making every decision feel significant. It's not just about the action, but the growth of a father and son navigating their roles in a changing world. Next, let's talk about The Evil Within 2. Easily one of my favorite survival horror games. It mixes tension-filled moments with the freedom to explore a terrifying world. One of the most memorable experiences for me was fleeing from that multi-headed boss with a saw blade for a hand. Talk about panic. It's one of those classic moments that had me gripping my controller, fully immersed in the horror. What sets The Evil Within 2 apart from its predecessor and other survival horror games is its strategic open-world design. While the first game felt more confined and linear, this sequel opens up the eerie town of Union, giving you the freedom to scavenge for materials. The sense of security you get from hoarding resources is thrilling. Saving up crafting materials for ammo and healing items can give you a tactical edge against tougher enemies and bosses. But there's a catch. Crafting on the go uses up more materials, so balancing on-the-fly decisions with careful resource management becomes key. This freedom makes the game feel more dynamic. You get to decide how you want to tackle each horrifying situation. It's a huge leap from The Evil Within 1, which was more restrictive, with its improved pacing, jaw-dropping visuals, and heart-pounding moments. This sequel truly redefines the survival horror experience. Ghost of Tsushima offers so many new things to fans of open-world action-adventure games, but the most notable about the game is how it perfectly captures the beauty and brutality of feudal Japan. Riding through the island of Tsushima, you feel a connection to the land as the wind guides you to your next destination, all without a cluttered HUD. This unique navigation system sets it apart from other open-world games, creating an experience that feels more immersive and natural. What makes Ghost of Tsushima unique in its genre is the seamless blending of stealth, combat, and open-world exploration. For those who loved Tenchu 2, the stealth mechanics might bring back memories. But Ghost of Tsushima takes it to the next level with dynamic combat and a far more engaging narrative. The fluidity of switching between stealth and full frontal samurai combat, paired with a stunning open world, makes it a standout in the genre. Elden Ring is the perfect blend of Dark Souls DNA with a vast open-world twist. One of the game's most unforgettable moments to me is the serene yet haunting ancestor spirit boss fight, where you're not just battling a giant magical stag, but also soaking in the ethereal atmosphere, making it feel more like a spiritual experience than a fight. Elden Ring's open-world freedom makes it different from Dark Souls 3, which was more linear. Elden Ring allows you to explore a massive map at your own pace, collecting resources and customizing your experience with crafting. The addition of a horse, torrent, changes the way you traverse and strategize in the game, making travel smoother, but also raising the stakes when powerful enemies punish your newfound mobility. And comparing it to Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring feels like a true evolution. Combat is smoother, with new mechanics like Ashes of War that let you swap weapon attributes and skills on the fly. The game also gives you more forgiving fall damage and stealth options, making it easier to explore vertically and approach enemies strategically. It's a broader, more dynamic experience that refines what Dark Souls 3 started, making it a must-play for fans of Souls-like games. Tomb Raider 2013 is a literal game-changer for the series, so much so that it became the blueprint for the next two titles. I've been into the Tomb Raider series since the first game came out in 1996, and even though Tomb Raider 2013 was a radical departure from the classics, purists loved it. It made Lara Croft more human and relatable. One of the most memorable moments is when Lara, still inexperienced, is forced to make her first kill, an intense, emotional turning point. The scene really sticks with you because it shows her transformation from a scared young woman into the hardened survivor we all know. What makes Tomb Raider 2013 so unique is its balance between exploration, combat, and puzzle solving. The game reboots the series with a more realistic take, blending open-world elements with scripted moments that create a cinematic, immersive experience. The introduction of the crafting system, where you can scavenge materials to upgrade weapons and gear, adds a new layer of strategy that the older games didn't have. Compared to Tomb Raider, Underworld, this reboot is a massive leap forward. It abandoned the older, more linear style in favor of an open-world experience that lets you explore the island of Yamatai at your own pace. It's so good that it's still a perfect 10 out of 10 game, even by today's standards. Up next is Final Fantasy VII Remake, which isn't just an ordinary remake. It's a reimagining that takes a beloved classic and breathes new life into it with modern advancements. While it preserves much of what fans cherished about the original, this version expands on the story, characters, and world in ways that make it feel fresh without losing the essence of the PSX classic. One of the standout improvements is the real-time battle system, which blends tactical strategy with seamless, fast-paced combat. Unlike the original turn-based system, the remake lets you switch between characters in real time, offering a dynamic and engaging experience that keeps you on your toes. The revamped materia system, combined with stunning action sequences, allows for strategic customization while delivering a cinematic experience in every fight. What truly makes this remake shine, though, are the fully voiced and deeply fleshed out characters. Cloud isn't just the brooding stoic figure from the previous version anymore. His interactions and evolving relationships with characters like Barrett, Aerith, and Tifa add new layers of emotional depth. Despite some debates within the fanbase, the technical achievements are undeniable. The breathtaking visuals, from the neon-lit slums of Midgar to the towering cityscapes, along with the expanded world and nuanced characters, make Final Fantasy VII Remake not just a tribute to the original, but a worthy successor that stands on its own.
Not bad.
The Witcher 3 represents a significant evolution from its predecessor, The Witcher 2. While Witcher 2 was a strong game in its own right, Witcher 3 took things to a whole new level, offering a sprawling, intricately detailed world that begs to be explored. Fans also love The Witcher 3 due to its combination of deep, impactful storytelling with a vast open world and beautiful music. Just listen to this. Choices matter here, and the consequences of your choices are felt throughout the game. It's this combination of freedom and consequence that truly sets it apart from other RPGs. The Witcher 3 also has a highly flexible character building system, which allows players to customize Geralt's abilities in countless ways. The game gives you the freedom to choose from a wide range of combat, alchemy, and spell-based skills called signs. You can create different builds that suit your preferred playstyle, whether you want to focus on fast attacks, powerful sword strikes, potion enhancements, or destructive spells. This, to me, is what makes The Witcher 3 stand out in its genre. You can experiment with various combat styles and build combinations, alchemy, signs, swordplay, and no two playthroughs are the same. It's the perfect blend of strategy and action, making it unique in a sea of open-world RPGs. Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't just a sequel to the original, it's an evolution of open-world storytelling. The game takes everything that made the original great and enhances it, offering players a more immersive experience. From the first moments as Arthur Morgan, you're thrust into a richly detailed world where every decision carries weight, and the characters you meet feel like they've lived long before you came along. It's this storytelling, paired with some of the best writing Rockstar has ever done, that really makes the game shine. What sets Red Dead Redemption 2 apart from other open-world games is the level of immersion it delivers. The world isn't just a backdrop for action. It feels alive. NPCs have their own routines, animals behave realistically, and the weather systems can affect your gameplay. If you're a fan of the original, Red Dead Redemption 2 is a notable step up and builds on the original's foundation with a more complex narrative, better gameplay mechanics, and an open world that feels more alive and more detailed than ever before. The Last of Us is a game that redefined the narrative-driven action genre, combining emotional storytelling with intense gameplay. From the very beginning, you're pulled into a world ravaged by a fungal pandemic, but what makes this game truly exceptional is the relationship between Joel and Ellie. The story doesn't just focus on survival, it explores themes of loss, hope, and moral ambiguity in a way that few games have dared to. The depth of their bond makes every moment feel more impactful, which is a huge part of what makes The Last of Us stand out. One of the best aspects of the game is its pacing. The combination of intense, heart-pounding combat with quiet, character-driven moments keeps you engaged throughout the entire experience. The tension is constant, whether you're sneaking past infected or scavenging for supplies in a world that feels hostile and unforgiving. Every encounter feels meaningful, with mechanics that emphasize both stealth and action.
I've got him! Move up! Got him!
And last but not least, Resident Evil 4 Remake brings new life to one of the most iconic survival horror games ever made. As you step back into Leon Kennedy's shoes, you can feel how much love and attention Capcom poured into this reimagining of the classic. What makes this remake truly unique is how it stays faithful to the original while modernizing key elements, making it more accessible for both veterans and newcomers. The controls are much smoother now. The added ability to move while aiming adds a new layer of strategy that the original didn't offer. Plus, the visuals have been completely revamped. The atmosphere is more terrifying than ever, with the moody lighting and detailed environments enhancing the tension during every moment. Resident Evil 4 Remake refines the original game's pacing and level design, without sacrificing what made the 2005 version a classic. The AI is smarter, and the enemies are more aggressive, creating a more challenging experience. What's even better is how the story has been expanded, giving more depth to characters like Ashley and Luis, making the stakes feel even higher.
Not looking too steady.
Have you played any of the games on the list? What did you love about it? Let us know by commenting below. Please like, share, subscribe, and click on the bell icon for more of these videos. Thanks for watching.